So, what are the potential benefits of this novel approach? Well, they're actually quite compelling. Each company in the supply chain needs to ensure that all the information showing compliance is in the documentation database, therefore automatically improving information flow along the supply chain, overcoming one of the things for which the current system is criticised. Supporting documentation will be formalised and stored in dossiers in the documentation database, facilitating access by member state competent authorities. A more streamlined and easier to control version of the current system. Risk assessment by designated bodies is independent of food contact material manufacturers. Independence of thought is always a good thing. The compliance certificates issued by designated bodies will contain all the required information, overcoming the deficits seen in declarations of compliance from small companies and sometimes also from medium-sized companies. EFSA only becomes involved where strictly necessary, so its limited resources are used in a much more effective way, as long as, of course, it's not overwhelmed by a large number of dossiers being referred up to it. Food contact material manufacturers should be able to get their products to market quicker because these evaluations, I think, would only take a few weeks at most, rather than the months it takes to put a technical dossier together and submit it to EFSA, and where it joins a queue. And as we've already discussed, EFSA can only do so many in a year. So if yours is dossier number 105 or 120, you can expect to wait 3 years in reality for it to be assessed. Food businesses should get more consistent information on the printed food contact materials they use, compliance certification by the designated bodies. Again, overcoming one of the often mentioned downsides of the current system. So it'll be a lot quicker than the traditional approach used for plastics, and if successful, it can also be applied to other food contact materials, even plastics themselves. A lot of the things that can be evaluated under the system would, of course, be plastics. Next slide, please. However, there are some potential difficulties, as always, with any new approach. Striking the right balance between consumer protection and conservative evaluations, so that consumers are fully protected and EFSA is not overwhelmed by lots of dossiers, or if you like, lots of printed materials being referred up to them, because they'll only be able to do a certain number per year. It'd be important how the responsibilities are divided up in the supply chain. Certainly, experience suggests that expecting too much to be dealt with at the level of the producer of the final food contact material, which are often small, medium-sized enterprises with limited resources, may well result in disappointment. There will need to be appeals procedures, because what happens when various bodies disagree on the outcome of an evaluation. Need more resources at member state competent authorities, so that means more national government expenditure, which the national government's going to have to agree to. Need to get the member states themselves to agree on the novel approach. Need to get the Commission's legal services, notoriously conservative, to agree to the novel approach. Need to get the European Parliament to agree to the novel approach. And then $1 million question in many ways, or probably should say €1 million question. How do we keep the documentation database secure from